It's the MotoGP sprint race for the Australian Grand Prix. We are getting all set for what is going to be a very feisty 13 laps around the Phillip Island circuit. What is going to happen? We're about to find out. Let's head down to the grid and join Michael, Susie and all the gang from TNT.
Do you think he seems to have been a little bit up and down this weekend? I hope you can still hear. He's got a few issues technically.
Yeah, Furman looks really good and probably a little bit frustrated to be on the third row of the grid looking at the speed he had. He's been looking solid all weekend, loves this racetrack. The GP24 Ducati in his hands looks really strong as well, so fingers crossed for him with a good start. He can do something today.
Okay, what kind of race do you think we're going to get? We're looking at shots of Fabio Quartararo just sitting there looking very relaxed, leaning against the wall. It'd be so incredible if he could get a victory here.
It would. Yeah, I want to see a sprint of old. We've seen in the early days of the sprint races really scrappy, fighting races, but recently they've been more of a qualifying performance using the soft tyre to the maximum. But around Phillip Island, I think the slipstream plays down this long straight. Opportunities to overtake are aplenty. So yeah, I think we're going to see a proper scrap here in this sprint.
Well, Jack is excited. 13 laps to go. Not long for us to see what's going to happen. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going sprint racing.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to as we go sprint racing here as well. Welcome to everybody watching in. Apologies for some issues we had in qualifying. We've been battling technological difficulties all day. Luckily, though, we are A-OK for the remainder. So this is going to be quite an interesting one. Here's your grid. Fabio Quartararo from Marco Bezzecchi, Jack Miller, Ralph Fernandez, Pedro Costa. Alex Marquez going to be in there as well. There's a real tight line forming here, which is going to be a very interesting race ahead. Got all of the sector times marked out. Just getting hold now as well of the timing screens with all the latest information for you as well back at home. You can watch along with us as well here on JB Motorsports. We want to know your views and opinions about all things racing. Are we about to witness quite an entertaining race? No Marc Marquez, remember, so it really is all to play for here for the Grand Prix. There's a lot of trepidation. We know we've got penalties coming. Pecco Bagnaia has got one as well for the slow riding he's done in qualifying. Quartararo, well, Yamaha took their first win in 3 years here a couple of seasons ago when it was back in the days of Vinales as well. Are we about to witness it? Here it comes then. It's the Tissot sprint for the Australian Grand Prix.
Of the Australian Grand Prix. We are going sprint racing in just a minute's time, and Fabio Quartararo left it till the very last minute to get on his bike. He goes from pole position. The sun is shining, the wind is minimal, perfect conditions. Your commentators Neil and Gav.
Jack Miller on home turf, back on the front row at Phillip Island. Marco Bezzecchi, the favourite, hunting back-to-back sprint wins for Aprilia in second. And Fabio Quartararo, the record breaker on pole, 13 laps ahead, flat out and fearless at Phillip Island.
The anticipation rises. What are we going to witness? Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix and all of the action from this very special Tissot sprint. We've had it confirmed, by the way, that we are going to have tomorrow, an hour later. So all the broadcasts tomorrow getting moved by an hour. So make sure that you're across all of that across the socials as we get ready. So same time for the Grand Prix and the Tissot Sprint. Joshua Birch alongside you with Gavin Emmett and Neil Hodson. Megan Birch taking this one out as she covered practice and qualifying. She'll be back with us for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Let's check in with the boys.
The front row of the grid. Neil, we've got 13 laps of sprint action here in Australia around this magnificent circuit.
Oh, look, seagulls everywhere. Look, seagulls in the track.
Hit?
Yeah, someone's been hit. I think it might have been bsky. Unfortunately, when the bikes are on the grid, the seagulls always sort of perch themselves around just by that bridge.
That's it, let out the wild animals.
Yeah.
Right here and now, but we've just had one collected, I'm sorry to say. Well, we always talk about it being unpredictable here. Who saw that coming?
Yeah,
off the little warm-up lap start. But okay, what are we in for here now?
Well, basically, it looks like Bezzecchi's got the best race pace. We sort of need Bezzecchi to get a bad start, which he did if you think last 2 starts he's had have been terrible in Indonesia. So if he gets a bad start, all bets are off. Like, it is wide open. Miller, nothing to lose. He'll throw everything at it. Quartararo, great pace. If he can get the out in front and use those sweeping lines, he's a chance. And then you look at the other rows. It's going to be it's a hard one to call.
Tyres, soft tyring for everybody out there. So we saw a couple of years ago that can almost last full race distance.
Yeah, no, it should be no problem at all. You don't get me wrong. If you're up there early on, you are coming out the place like the last corner or turn 2, you won't be killing your tyre. You'll be trying to hold on to it a bit.
Here's a stat for you. There has never been a sprint podium without a Ducati on it.
Wow.
Since they were introduced a couple of years ago. And there's never been a sprint grid without one on the front row. The second rule has already gone today. I wonder if the first will survive. Top Ducati is Alex Marquez, second in the championship in 6th. Pecco Bagnaia is back in 11th. The grid penalty that he's copped will apply tomorrow. Same for Brad Binder, both with a 3-position penalty, but that's on Sunday. Similar to Bezzecchi's double long lap. That will come tomorrow.
The lining up on the grid then. We're all set for the Tissot Sprint. Quartararo, Bezzecchi, Miller, Ralph Fernandez and Acosta. Watch that run down towards the first corner as well. Track temperature looking good. Air temperature looking good. Green flag at the back. It will be eyes to the lights. Are you ready? The Tissot Sprint. 5 lights will activate. We're under starters orders. Down under, the lights are on. Action for the sprint in Australia. It's a good start from Quartararo. Great start from Ralph Fernandez coming in. He's going to get sandwiched. And Jack Miller is going to lead into turn 1. But Alex Marquez outbreaks himself into the first corner. Quartararo is trying to swing round the outside line. Miller's still in the middle. Up into second place goes Ralph Fernandez. He'll challenge Alex, who's coming on the inside line down at turn 2. Alex leads. Raul's second, but Raul's not giving up. And the inside is Stoner. And it's going to be Ralph Fernandez who takes the lead in the sprint race here in Australia. And here comes on the inside. That's going to be Marco Bezzecchi. Down we go then into the hairpin at Honda for the first time. This is the Miller hairpin. This is where he crashed, of course, this time last year. Alex drops back. Ralph Fernandez leads. Marco Bezzecchi second. Alex Marquez third. Jack Miller is fourth. Fifth for Fabio Quartararo from pole down to fifth. Acosta, Pol Espargaro. Then we get Aldeguer, Di Antonio, Binder rounds out the top 10 as well. So a superb start at the moment to this one, and that's exactly what they needed, just to keep it on together, as we've only got a few tyre data selected. Down Lukey Heights we go for the first time at racing speed. Quartararo's looking a bit vulnerable. Acosta was looking on the inside line. The Seagulls absolutely maniacs around each other right now. We all knew that one got attacked on the opening lap as well, the warm-up lap, and almost Di Antonio unseating himself there, coming through the last 2 corners. Over the line we go. Lap 1 complete of 13 here at Phillip Island. It's Ralph Fernandez from Bezzecchi and Alex Marquez down towards the first corner once more. Are we going to see anybody looking for an inside line? No, but Jack Miller might. He's on the inside. He's got ahead of Acosta. He's trying to have a go at Alex Marquez. Nothing going to be there, unfortunately. Quartararo's dropped back a couple of places, so he's down to 5th. Rins is down into 17th. -5 for both. And we've got a yellow flag, and Brad Binder is out of the Tissot Sprint at turn 2. Rider okay, according to our monitors. But that is Brad Binder out of the race as they all look to the inside line down at turn 4. And Quartararo gets back ahead of Pedro Acosta. So a move made back through on the inside line. So there's still some time to be found. And there is the yellow flag reason for Brad Binder. No sign of the red flag though. We've gone back to green flag conditions. So that is a helpful situation. Acosta trying to look on the inside line. Desperate to find the right positioning. Not going to work out. Over the top at Lukey Heights and dropping down we go. And is DJ going to have a look on the inside of Pol Espargaro for 7th position? No, he's not. Bagnaya's dropped down to 14th place. That bad day is just getting worse and worse and worse. It cannot seem to function at all out there. As we take a look, there's Pedro Acosta just holding it in as they come over the line once more. Lap 3 already. We're averaging a 1:27 lap time. Ralph Fernandez looking mighty good so far. Down we go in towards turn 1. Acosta trying to have a look on the inside of Jack Miller. There's just the tiniest of gaps to try and slip through. Bagnaia is 5.1 seconds gap between him and Ralph Fernandez. So Ducati so far still on the podium. That comes with Alex Marquez winning in 3rd position, to allude to Gavin's point earlier on about how we've always had a Ducati on the podium in the Tissot Sprint. And that seems to be the one coming in at the moment, as Quartararo this time gets passed by Costa on the inside for 5th position and puts him down into 6th place now. What a start we have had to this one then. A lot more intrigue than we were expecting. Oliveira's closing back in as well in the sector times. So he's, I think, we're watching Quartararo in the battle for 5th position. Ralph Fernandez, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Miller, Acosta, all coming in as well. So a better start than what we're anticipating. Down Lukey Heights. Just hugs that inside line, then picks up the bike and sort of the point and squirt approach still sort of works out for these motorcycles with the rear tyres sliding. Looks like we've got a real mix. Everyone's on hard front, soft rear. Everyone's on soft rear. Some of them gone for a medium front though. Boys.
But much warmer than it's been at any moment.
Yeah, much warmer, much more consistent, that wind. It's not gusting as much. You can feel it, and it's cold. But, yeah, I wouldn't say absolute ideal conditions, but definitely the best of the weekend.
The races have been pushed back an hour on Sunday because the threat of a weather warning, wind, not temperature actually. It's not going to be too cool tomorrow, but it definitely heard that some very, very strong winds around the circuit as Ralph Fernandez again quicker than Bezzecchi on that last lap. Oh, you see him smoking the rear tyre through Stoner Corner. Yeah. I want to see a bit more of Ralph Fernandez out the front here because he's riding superbly.
Yeah, incredible. Just the second half of this season really just found his confidence. And he went through that period of all of a sudden he got inside the top 10, he was consistent, and now he's made that next step where he looks like he belongs there. He was on the podium in the sprint race last time out in Indonesia. He was unlucky in the main race actually. Yeah. Got sort of punted off the track in that battle, but yeah, and has had great pace all weekend.
Ooh, a little bit wider there from Alex Marquez up and over the top through Lukey Heights, but there won't be a way through for Miller here.
Oh, Miller thought about it.
Rapidly on the brakes. Fun to watch. At the front, still Ralph Fernandez. A little bit closer this time from Bezzecchi on this lap. And again, the front protecting for Alex Marquez through sliding. The final couple of corners. How will that affect his run down the straight here? Bearing in mind that Ducati should have a bit more engine than the Yamaha.
Was Miller alongside him then, just in the back of shot?
Yes, he was.
But he's gone deep, which is so easy to do when you get that little bit of a slipstream, bit of a draft, you get sucked into turn 1.
Ooh, and Jack's front protesting then through the southern loop.
We've seen, haven't we? Across all classes, really, we've seen the bikes moving around more than normal.
It's the bumps.
Yeah.
You went out, didn't you?
Yeah, I said it's almost like, it's more like wallows. It's like this track settled a little bit more, but it's not nice.
Jack Miller now has to, while he's trying to find a way through on Alex Marquez, keep Pedro Acosta at bay. Marco Bezzecchi set the fastest lap of the race, so he's clicked into gear now. How is it, though, for Bezzecchi on an Aprilia, probably without the huge advantage he's been having over other bikes? He's battling another Aprilia now.
Yeah, exactly. Where he's got an advantage on the faster corners, easy to set up the passes. It won't be the same against Fernandez on equal machinery. Same spec as well, isn't it? They are the full 2025 spec.
Jack
Brilliant.
Miller's coming.
Go on, Jack.
He's coming.
Miller's on the inside line. He forces out Alex Marquez with a beautiful move down in Lukey Heights. Miller takes third place in the Tissot sprint. Alex Marquez is left completely vulnerable now, and he's going to try and keep Pedro Acosta behind him. But there's just a narrow width. Over the line we go. Ralph Fernandez looking really strong here this weekend. Trackhouse Aprilia might be on for their first ever win in any form as Alex dives on the inside line in turn 1 at the Doohan. But is Acosta going to try and have a go at Jack Miller back on the inside line down at turn 2? Trying to hold that inside line. It hasn't worked out. This is the battle for the lead of the race though. Ralph Fernandez with Marco Bezzecchi as they come through Stoner down towards Miller. At the hairpin at turn 4, looks to the inside line, holds the hairpin tight, controls the acceleration and pushes hard. Fabulous run, fabulous situation we're seeing right now. This race is absolutely amazing. There is no other words about it. They are really showing the good stuff right now. Racing is close here at Phillip Island as they continue to push. Still challenging as they come into it. Down Lukey Heights. Oh, Bezzecchi's gone out of brakes. He's gone straight on. He unsettled himself over the top of Lukey Heights. He kind of braked and he's run wide. And that's allowed Ralph Fernandez a bit of breather at the front. That's brilliant news for Trackhouse, who could be on for their first ever MotoGP win of any kind in just their second season in motorcycle Grand Prix racing. And look at the battle of third. Alex v Miller v Acosta, lap 7 of 13. They really need to tick off here, and they are still pushing. They're 3 wide as Marquez gets completely wiped out by Acosta and Miller, who surged on the inside line down to turn 1. Superb move. So Acosta takes third, Miller to 4th, and Alex Marquez in 5th. Yeah, when the cat is out, the mice plays as Winter. Hello to Sean herself. What an unbelievable scene. We are now witnessing an average cat is running dead last of both riders. They really are. And out front as well, the mice really are playing as they come into the hairpin. This is a sensational race.
Bagnaia just dropped down to 20th. He was around about 14th, I think. So I don't know what's happened there.
That's the warm-up lap. There we are, a couple of... he's got a little bit of Seagull in his bike. There we are.
There you
Echoes
go.
of Andrea Iannone here.
All those years ago.
Years back.
Is that an aero update? A new wing?
Hey.
What?
Don't think these two facts are related, though. Just got it wrong, got too close over
Yeah, I
the
want to
top.
see it again. He sort of got nervous, didn't it, at the top? Yeah, it started shaking.
Light over the top of Lukey.
Right, so...
Work to be done for Bezzecchi again.
Yeah, but he's closing it down fast.
Half a second on this lap.
Yeah, you know he's got the pace. He's had 0.4 on the field the whole weekend.
Oh, tear off for Pedro.
Tail off in the middle of the thing, isn't it?
6 laps to go. Bezzecchi 0.6 faster pretty much on that lap.
1:27.1 to Ralph Fernandez, 1:27.7. The next best. Pedro Acosta 27.8. Di Gian Antonio actually at 27.6, but he is down in 7th.
Lap 8 of
Probably
13.
not out of the shot of the podium, I will say here. Good around this circuit.
Yeah.
Remember 2023 was one of the races that helped save his career. When Zarco beat Martin to the line. That was a similar weekend in terms of weather. On the Sunday we had the win. They moved the race to the Saturday.
They did, I remember.
We never got the sprint.
Thinking how strange motorcycle racing is. If you think 2 rounds ago, Pecco Bagnaia obviously destroyed the whole field whilst teammate Marc Marquez won the World Championship. You look now, Marc Marquez is not racing this weekend. Looks like he's out for the season due to injury, and his teammates battling for last.
With Michele Pirro,
who's replacing Marc Marquez,
who is half a second quicker than him on
Michele
this lap.
Pirro's
yeah,
right
you
about,
can't
yeah.
make it up. You know, like, sometimes you think you know quite a bit about the sport, and certain things happen that just baffle you, and this is one of them. I don't know what's going on at Ducati.
It's a
I
weird
don't think
day.
they do. No.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful scene on board now with Marco
Picking up
Bezzecchi
a
into
10th
one.
in that last split again, so he's closed in 9/10 over.
Wow.
He's going for it, he's going for it, coming into turn 2, he's going to have a little look as Marco Bezzecchi. Raul's going to look a little bit off the pace. Would he go for it at turn 4? Coming through Stoner, down towards Miller. This is the opportunity. This is the Stoner corner at turn 3. Fierce, flat out left-hander. Down, heavy braking, double right. He's braking, he's going to out-brake himself. He's got a bit too wide. He'll try and hook it back up on the inside line. Still no dice. Bezzecchi's trying every trick in the book. He knows he's got that penalty tomorrow. So he knows he's got to put it as hard as he possibly can in the sprint race today in order to try and, well, win tomorrow with a double long lap penalty after the contact with Marc Marquez at the Grand Prix in Indonesia. Raul Fernandez, though, he's absolutely looking the man on the mission right now. Down the hill, into the braking zone, trying to hook the inside. He's got it nicely done. No, still nothing. At 9 of 13. 4 to go after this. They are out of the last corner now. They run up towards the control line and zip past us. Again, Raul's rear of the bike is just shaking ever so slightly. It's looking very unstable underneath him. Bezzecchi's going for a look on the inside line down to turn 1 and doing. Hasn't worked out, so they've kept that one back. He's going to turn to the inside line in turn 2. That's risky. That's bold and beautiful from Bezzecchi, who takes the lead of the Tissot sprint on the inside line in turn 2. Can he have the traction though to coming through turn 3 and keep that position back? Or is Raul Fernandez going to have a little look on the inside line down in turn 4? That's the next opportunity for an overtake. Or has the ship sailed already? It looks like the ship sailed. Marco Bezzecchi takes the lead of the Tissot sprint.
Yeah, that's a little bit of experience.
Very nice
So
experience.
Marco Bezzecchi hits the front finally. It's been a challenging run ever since he left the grid for the warm-up lap and collided with a couple of Seagulls. Now found his way through on Raul Fernandez. Can Fernandez bite back? Can Miller do anything here against Pedro Acosta? Not the easiest person to pass. Can Fabio Di Gianantonio have a say in the direction of the medals here at the end of the sprint? He is closing at pace.
This is a move for
Ducati
6.
on Yamaha.
Yeah, exactly. Not had a chance.
As it stands, there'll be no Ducati on a sprint podium for the first time. That's how it stands.
It definitely does feel like the changing of the guard.
The absence of Marc Marquez feels stark as well, doesn't it? With Bagnaia down in 20th. And Michele Pirro's doing a good company job sitting behind his teammate because he's actually quicker than Pecco this weekend. But you know, wouldn't look good if the test rider came and beat the former world champion, would it?
No. Well, Bagnaia is doing 1 minute 30s while the leaders are doing 27s. I mean, I can't.
It's not. It can't just.
Bear in mind, I've just to put it
race
yeah,
time.
Exactly. Just to put it into perspective, in qualifying, we've just seen 1 minute 29s from Moto 2. So Bagnaia's just done his fastest lap of the race at 29.5.
How good is it through there to see them smoking that rear tyre? Paul Espargaro, Luca Marini lighting it up through Stoner Corner.
Who's woken up? Been having the worst weekend
Here
of
is
the year
Bagnaia.
almost for him.
Yeah,
And
that's
Dave
it,
Bastianini's been nowhere. All of a sudden he's found some pace. He's in the 27s, catching that group.
I think Fermin Aldeguer's crashed. With the last time out, I think he's gone down. Yeah, Aldeguer's crashed out of the race. He's out.
Well, from hero to 0 points today. Firmin down in 12.
Oh, the front. Oh, that's a big
as well.
one. Yeah, Siberia.
Turn 6.
That's a fast one to drop out.
Now Di Gianantonio trying to find a way through on Alex Marquez, who, as Neil said, had a really heavy one down at turn 1. But he got the run here, Di Gianantonio, who again is qualifying, is costing him. Started 10th. He's going to do the Bezzecchi move. Seen it so many times over the years, carry a little bit more, little squirt.
He is.
He's going for it on the inside line and he's taking it. Digi gets ahead of Alex. Can Alex fight back? No, he can't.
For Alex Marquez, but Digi played it perfect. Didn't go in too deep, didn't give him the chance.
Still got a shot to the podium here with just under 2 laps remaining. Still Jack Miller hunting a podium it'd be a miraculous podium. I'm not quite sure. He's just not going to be able to keep the Gian Antonio behind.
No, I think you're right. I think he's going to get past on the start and finish straight, which is going to scupper his chances to...
Like a pinch the pocket of Pedro.
Literally, which, you know, Jack's going to give it a go.
He's shouting inside his helmet.
He will,
Jack.
well, he will.
Wouldn't have thought this when he had to go through Q1 earlier. Over the top of Lukey Heights, down into MG corner. He is close, is Jack still.
Yeah, if he's that close,
excellent ride.
Yeah, if he's that close on the next lap, he'll throw it up the inside into MG.
Pedro will try and block him off. Maybe he thinks about that and tries a little switch back.
Well, we're not Pedro's like. He's got eyes in the back of his head. He's the man who always senses where the rider behind is and manages to block it off.
This is the last lap of the Tissot sprint. Are we going to have any such manoeuvres down to turn one? Yes, we are. Digi's going for it on the inside line. Miller's going to shut at the door. And can Miller get ahead of Acosta? Still no dice between them at the moment. It's quite shocking that they can't seem to find the open traction zone. An unbelievable situation is going on right now as they try and loop back around. Keep it steady, keep it on the attack. This is a wonderful race. It's going to be won by Marco Bezzecchi. That's how much of a difference this has been. Oh, Miller's going for it. He's going to have an attack on Acosta down turn 4 in his own corner. Can he try and have a go? Acosta was a little bit deep there. And I've got the feeling Miller might just try and find the right moves, the right motion to keep on going. Only one sector left, and then the race is done. It's been quite a quick one, actually. Not bad at all as they come over the top of MG down to Lukey Heights. Acosta defending the inside. Digi's trying to go on the outside of Miller. That might be a good manoeuvre if he can keep the traction zone he has. Miller shut the door. Nothing he can do there. Sorry about that. It will be out of the last corner and up towards the line. Miller's going for it. He's going to attack Acosta. It's not going to work out. Marco Bezzecchi will come across the line and wins the Tissot sprint. Raul Fernandez in second and Pedro Acosta third, making it the first ever time that no Ducati has finished on the podium in the Tissot sprint. Miller fourth, Digi fifth, Alex Marquez sixth, Quattararo in seventh, Marini eighth, Polo Spargaro ninth, and Nea Bashini in 10th. Miller 11th, Mia 11th, Zarco, Rins, Oliveira, Morbidelli, as Luke Hemsworth waves the checkered flag. Agura, Salvadori, Chancha, Bagnaia, and Mikel Pirro. Aldeguer and Binder, the two outs. But Marco Bezzecchi wins a brilliant Tissot sprint. It's an Aprilia 1-2, KTM 3. That's how we like to see it. Well, we'll be back for all the action of the Grand Prix an hour later tomorrow. Join us for all that. We hope you enjoyed the Tissot sprint. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.